Trials for extortion. In 171 BC, envoys of several allied peoples from both the provinces and Hispania went to Rome. They complained about the rapacity and arrogance of the Roman officials. They asked the Senate not to allow them to be more wretchedly despoiled and harassed than its enemies. There were many acts of injustice and extortion. Lucius Cornelius Dives was tasked with assigning 5 judges of senatorial rank for each man the Hispanics were seeking to recover money from, and to allow the latter to choose the advocates. They were told to nominate them. They chose Marcus Porcius Cato, who had conducted the Roman campaign of 195 BC, Publius Cornelius Scipio, who had been praetor in Hispania Ulter in 193 BC, Lucius Aemilius Paulus, who had been praetor in Hispania Ulterior from 191 to 189 BC, and Gaius Sulpice Gallus. The case of Marcus Titanius, praetor in Hispania Crater in 175 BC, was taken up first and was heard by a board of judges. The trial was adjourned twice, and on the third session he was acquitted. There was a dispute between the envoys of the two provinces. As a result, the people of Hispania Crater chose Marcus Porcius Cato and Publius Cornelius Scipio as advocates, and the peoples of Hispania Ulter chose Lucius Aemilius Paulus and Gaius Sulpice Gallus. The case of the people of Crater was against Publius Furus Philus, praetor from 174 to 173 BC, and that of the people of Ulterior was against Marcus Matinus, who was praetor in 173 BC. Livy made a mistake and wrote that they were praetors for 3 and 2 years respectively. Both were accused of the most serious offenses, and both cases were adjourned. Cato made a speech in which he was attacked by Publius Furus Philus for unjust evaluation of grain received as a tribute. At the new trial, it was reported that both men had gone into exile outside Roman territory, the former to Presenti and the latter to Tibur, 2 Latin towns outside Palestrina and Tivoli. These were suspicious that their representatives would not allow charges against men of rank and influence. These were heightened when Lucius Cornelius Dives abandoned the investigation and left for his province suddenly. The Senate granted the request of the Hispanics that no Roman official was to be allowed to set a price of grain or force the locals to sell their 5% quota at the price he wished, and that no officers could be placed over the towns to collect money. This was the earliest known trial of an official thus accused by provinces. Previous complaints like nature had been adjudicated by the Senate or the councils. The Senate appointed the replicators to investigate extortion and maladministration by the praetors and to recover damages for provinces' plaintiffs. The trials for a precursor of the standing court of the recovery of property, established by Celtiberian law of 149 BC, whose judges were transferred from the patrician aristocracy to the equestrians by Gaius Gracchus in 122 BC. Another deputation from Hispania represented 4,000 men who said that they were sons of Roman soldiers and the women who could not legally marry. They asked that a town be given to them to live in. The Senate asked them to give their names and the names of anyone who had manipulated to Lucius Cornelius. It decreed that they should be settled at Carte on the coast, and the Cartians who wished to remain with them allowed to join as colonists and receive a plot land. The town became the colony of Liberty, but with Latin rights. In 169 BC, Hispania was given reinforcements of 3,000 men and 300 cavalry, and the number of soldiers in each legion was fixed at 5,200 infantry and 300 cavalry. The praetor Marcus Claudius Marcellus, who was assigned to Hispania, was to demand from the local allies 4,000 infantry and 300 cavalries. He seized the noted city of Marcolia in 168 BC. Hispania was assigned to Publius Fontinius In 167 BC, after the Third Macedonian War from 171 to 168 BC, it was decided to reconstitute the two provinces in Hispania. The praetors, Gnaeus Fulvilius and Lysius Nerva, were assigned Hispania Praetor and Ulterior respectively. In 166 BC, Licinius Nerva, Publius Rutilius Cavalrus were assigned the two Spanish provinces. Livy did not specify which one each was assigned to. Livy's book 45 ends with the year 167 BC. At this point, the rest of the books of Livy are lost. The mentioned epitome, which gave a very brief summary of all Livy's books, records that there were several unsuccessful campaigns in Hispania by various commanders in 154 BC, and that in the year there was a beginning of the consuls being elected slightly earlier and starting their office on 1 January instead of 15 March as customary. This was caused by a rebellion in Hispania. This is reference to the Second Celtiberian War.